scenarios.
Yeah.
But I think it really just comes down to just doing it.
Yeah, just doing it.
You've just got to put yourself out there just a little bit, just enough to get people intrigued.
Yeah, even I say as well, like sometimes I've got this I've got this sink or swim mentality.
Yeah.
Just literally just dive in the deep end, and it's like you just never know what's gonna happen, and just swim.
Yeah.
And even would you say, talking about relationships, would you say like soon as you got to France, Paris, would you say like you fell in love with the culture and the country, or it took time for you to proper love the country and fall in love with the culture?
I think that I fell in love with the ability to do whatever I want and not worry about being judged or criticized for it, because people were so welcoming of that sort of thing. I mean, everyone is hustling in places like that, places like London, places like Paris. Everyone is hustling.
Yeah.
And people aren't afraid of putting themselves out there. So it's either you get on that bandwagon or you don't. And that's a choice. A lot of people ask me, why haven't you got anything on Spotify yet? And I have quite a specific reason for that, is I think that a lot of musicians or musical people, they're in a big rush to just get stuff out there and hope that overnight it's gonna happen.
It's gonna hit. Yeah.
It doesn't work like that anymore.
Sorry to even cut you. I totally agree with you. I've got another saying where people say you can never rush greatness.
No, you can't.
If you believe in whatever you're doing and you know it's gonna be good, you shouldn't rush. You should take your time with it. Like you said, with your music, like produce it the right way, work on your sound, like you said earlier.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be in any rush, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, so I think ideally, if I was to take this further, I sort of imagine not being there on Friday, but being there on Monday. And I think that in order to do it that way, you have to make sure that what you put out is ready for those larger audiences.
I agree with you, Susanna. Honestly, I agree with you.
It's not totally. It's not like, oh, I've written something good. Quickly, let's build a home studio and record it and release it. It's really easy to do that now because social media or that sort of thing. A lot of people are going for that. But too often it just falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So this lady, she barely spoke any English, but she was like teaching me how to sleep on the airport seats, because you know how they've got those barriers and you can't like lie down on the seat. So she was like teaching me how to sleep on these chairs.
Giving you tips.
Giving me tips.
Bless her, man.
Yeah. So you meet all of these sort of people, random strangers who are just looking out for you, for no reason. But if you're with people, you turn that sort of situation into something really funny.
Yeah, because you can always go back and forth and just bust some jokes.
Yeah.
And then one person is doing that, saying this, and before you know, time is going.
Exactly, and you're like, oh shit, how did we end up here? You make it into it's always room for humour in those sorts of situations.
Oh, you need to.
First, before I was a jazz blues singer, I was a classical opera singer. And I thought, oh, okay, here's my in. And I said, oh, yo, can you guys play O mio bambino caro?
Is that how you literally said it? Like, yo? Like...
Yeah. Hey, fellas.
Yeah.
O mio bambino caro, please.
You know what? I rate your courage, I rate it, man.
Thanks.
I rate it. Because sometimes, like we said, if you don't try, if you don't ask, you never know where...
If you don't ask, you don't get.
Exactly, yeah.
So...
I love it.
So, they played it, and I mean, I'd only had 2 glasses of wine, but I think we were just so high on life that I just felt it was the right setting to just stand up and start singing this... And then just walking down this wharf and singing this opera song, being super theatrical. And then this super yacht with all of these people on it, they get their phones out and they're like, oh my God, come on board. And they made me do it again. They made me get off the boat, go back down the wharf and do it again. And then, next minute I'm sitting on this huge boat drinking this like 700 euro like rosé with all of my mates, meeting all of these like super rich people.
Welcome to Monte Carlo, Susanna.
Yeah, welcome to Monte Carlo. Yeah, so then we did that, and then you know, so I wouldn't call myself a musician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I think that there's a certain threshold that you sort of have to reach, whether it be skill wise or if it's your profession, then you know you call yourself a musician. I'm a person who enjoys making sounds with my voice, and creating new sounds, new vibes, and I love performing. I love connecting with people by performing live, and so the next steps, I guess, are recording and producing. So I'm working on that at the moment. So I'm working on producing an album.
Amazing.
But yeah, so at the moment, I'm sort of working on developing my sound. But you know, something that I've noticed is producers, they see you as a young woman who can sing, and they see it as an opportunity to make money.
I hear that quite often. You know? Yeah.
And I mean, on the one hand, I don't mind that, because if you do want to choose that as a career and a sustainable career, you do need to make money. And there are certain pathways to take that will, you know, lead to a financial reward. And I have a very like eclectic sort of style. As I said, I started with the opera, and then moved to the jazz and the blues and the soul, and sort of now dealing with a little bit of sort of pop jazz, pop blues, that sort of thing. So essentially I'm just sort of working on making a bit of a coherent sound. I'm playing live around various London bars, pubs regularly, so I play live about twice a week. I definitely did fall in love with the culture. I love the Parisian sort of lifestyle of you work to live instead of live to work. That's awesome.
That's the way they live their life. That's their lifestyle.
Yeah, that's it. They go to work to make the money that they need so that they can enjoy their life.
Enjoy life.
Yeah.
Hey, that sounds good to me, you know.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sounds really good. And even one of the things I want to talk about, obviously, traveling.
Yeah.
Like, how much does traveling mean to you, and how much do you enjoy traveling?
Oh, I love traveling, but I think that it's very dependent on who you're with. That's how you turn a trip into a trip.
Yeah.
Or not.
Okay. Do you so you prefer to travel obviously with different people, like you're saying, or by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I love people.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone has something to offer when you're traveling. You know, everyone. It's really interesting because people's skills really come through. What people are good at. Some people are really good at bringing the vibes.
For real.
Some people are really good at being organised and getting on the Google Maps and knowing where we got to go.
Where we're going. Yeah.
That's not me. So it really helps me when other people are, because when other people are like, oh no, we've got to go get this train to get to here, and I'm like, okay, sounds good.
That's less stress on me.
Yeah.
That's less something to worry about. At least, that person can take care of it.
Yeah. And you're in crazy situations all the time, and things just go wrong every day. But the fun part is when you're traveling with other people, you turn those sticky situations into something really fun, like having to sleep a night in the airport.
Yeah.